make some noise. We're coming back.
That was a fuck up from the very beginning. We're gonna do it again. And we're gonna do it right. Because you deserve better, bitches. In fact, I'll do my own intro. John Barrowman, start the music, okay?
You got it.
This is how you do it, mothers. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Malcolm Merlin from Arrow. But you know him best from Doctor Who as Captain Jack. Please welcome Jack. Jesus, I'm exhausted now. Sit down. Thank you very much for being patient. I appreciate it. All right, kids, get your pictures. 1, 2, 3, and then fuck off. Got them? Thank you. Bye. Hello, darling. What's your name? Andrea. Andrea, I'm John. I'm a dirty man. You know that too. Do you love me?
I love you so much.
You do? Great. I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it. So y'all having a good time? Awesome. I wanted to do something a little different for you this time. I wanted to do something a little gender bending. So I've got my bling TARDIS suit. Thank you. But I want to show you the inside. You ready? Would you like to see my inside? It's just as sparkly on the inside as it is on the out. And you know what? I'm bigger on the inside. Look at this. Look at this. You see? Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? I had 2 girls slaving over this and putting it together and, you know, diamante and stitching and doing all sorts of stuff. Didn't they do a good job? Don't applaud. They got paid. Anyway. But I decided I had to put the traditional heels on for you, okay? They make my massive balls hurt. You're ready for me? Just wait, honey. So, how many follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Good. For those of you who don't, you better follow. Because you're in for some good surprises, and a lot of things are coming up that are going to happen that are going to be awesome. However, did you all see our flight in here? My flaps weren't working. Okay, stick with me, people. The flaps on the plane weren't working, right? So they were making a decision of whether they were going to come in, and we were like by Chicago, okay, halfway across the country from Los Angeles, and all of a sudden we're sitting there, and the flight attendant goes walking past with one of these kind of walks. I call it the worry walk. Picks up the phone, and I can see her going, I'm thinking, okay, shit, something is wrong. And then the pilot comes out and goes, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for flying American Airlines. We're just about to hit some really bad turbulence, and our flaps aren't working. We're gonna have to divert to another airport. It's just a safety precaution because the airport we're heading for, Reagan Airport in Washington, the runway's very short, and we don't want to go off the end. Me, I'm looking out the window like I can see the flaps that they're gonna work, right? I turn to Kelsey. Kelsey's sitting next to me. She goes, everything's okay, isn't it? Is everything all right? Is everything okay? I'm like, everything's fine. And I turn around and go, and he says, so everything should be okay. We're gonna head towards Dulles, and we're gonna land there. Thanks fuck for Dulles. He said, just in case, because when we land, in case the flaps don't work, they may work, but they may not. That's really good to tell us when we're over Chicago, with an hour and a half to go. And I'm like, okay, this is not happening right now. Kelsey's looking at me going, is it okay? Is it okay? I'm like, it's fine. We're okay. So he says, oh, everything will be fine. We'll land and the runway will be long enough and we'll just come to a stop. Hopefully. But this is a safety precaution, ladies and gentlemen. This was the best bit. It will not affect how the plane will fly. Well, thank God for that! Because we don't want to stop it in midair, do we? So for the next hour and a half, everyone's just kind of casually, the plane got very quiet. Yeah, and a lot of flight attendants doing that walk. Back and forth with trash bags. I'm like, why are you picking up the trash if something's gonna happen? And she looks and I said, are you okay? Do you need us help? Why do you pick the trash up? She said, it's flammable. Oh, great! We just don't want it to burn next to you. What? Kelsey, is it okay? Are we okay? I'm like, we're fine. We're fine. We're just gonna look like that guy from The Incredibles on fire! So for the next hour and a half, do you want me to be honest with you? I shit myself on that plane for the next hour and a half because I watch Air Crash Investigation. And my husband Scott, who is a pilot, made me watch an episode the night before about a plane that couldn't stop on the runway! And not only that, but he is texting Kelsey right at that moment, you know, like on Messenger. And he's Messenger going, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. But John watched it last night, he knows what's going on. Talk to him, and she's asking me a question about the flaps, like, I'm shitting myself! Don't talk to me! But I was shitting myself in a very calm manner. Inside I was doing that, but in the external part, I was very calm. Very calm. When we come into approach, right? And we're coming into approach, and the pilot puts I forget, they're not called flaps, but he puts the other bits, what? Flaps? Ailerons! He puts them way down, right? To the point the wings look like they were like this, which apparently creates more lift, yeah? Because they want to slow the plane down. Because we're doing 500 miles an hour and they want to get us to about 150 so it doesn't burn as quick. So we're coming in and we're floating and it's going really, really slow. And I'm looking out the window just to see that those have come down to make sure everything's okay. And Kelsey's looking at me and she's like, is it all right? I'm like, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. And just as we're about to touch down, I look at her and I go, tighten up. I pull it real tight, I put my foot on the front of the seat behind it, we just went right in, very smooth, and we came to a really good stop. It was a great pilot. However, everyone thought it was over with until the fire trucks all showed up around us. And the pilot came on and he went, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dulles. We thank you for your patience. It was a safety precaution, but we are on the ground now, and our friends at the airport just want to make sure we're okay. And I went, okay, and the flight attendant went, yeah, not on fire. Kelsey, by this point, looked at me, she said, I'm shitting myself. I said, well, honey, that's the smell with me earlier. We're both doing it together. High five. It was a nice landing. We made it safely, and that's the most important point. So we're here. It reminds me also of a little story that I was on a flight. You all know the United Kingdom, right? Right. Between, this is where this is from. Between, okay, enough photographs. Bye. You're only getting pictures of my balls. Anyway. Go, bye. Find a seat, sit down. Heidi. You look like Heidi, I love it. I'll be your Peter. Stop it! And we'll be high on a hill with a lonely goat herd. Lady, oh, lay, me too. Anyway. Thank you for catching that. We were on a flight from London to Glasgow. Now, you know between London and Glasgow, there is no water, right? It's all land. And we have a Scottish flight attendant on British Airways, and she's walking up and down there doing the safety announcement. And in these days, it's when they stood there and they did all the safety announcements. And I'm like row 2, sitting in the aisle, and she puts the thing over her head, and she puts on a life vest. I'm like, a life vest? In case of a landing on water, Mr. Barrowman. And I went, water? What, on the Thames? We're nowhere near it, and there's no water between here and Glasgow. And she was from Glasgow herself, because it was a Glasgow flight crew, so I'm speaking to her in Scottish, right? And I said, where are we going to land between London and Glasgow? And she went, what do you mean? I said, and this is the whole, she's doing the demonstration while having this conversation with me. Like, pay attention. She's going, oh, she said, you know, you have to be prepared because in case we divert and we go off to the side and we have to land in the water. I said, water? I said, that's not going to happen. She says, I know. She says, these are just to get your mind off it, because if we go down in the water, it's like hitting cement. We're dead anyway. Ding! Thank you for flying British Airways. It's awesome to be back at AwesomeCon! So what I like to do, as you know, I like to do some questions. So if you have questions, line up by the mics. And please, if you can, I know I'll get in trouble for it, but if you can sit down so the people behind you on either side can see. So, you know, because I know they like to see this. And they also like to see this. Why do they like to look at this? Because I'm hung like a donkey. There you go.